everybody. My name is Steven Rosenberg, and this is Gene Ginsberg. Welcome to Marketing Success in Under 10 Minutes. Beautiful day outside. Gene, how are you?
I'm doing really well. It's also a beautiful day for me as well. You can probably hear some cars honking, but it is a beautiful day if you look behind me. And I'm in Newport Beach again, so I'm excited. And today we want to talk about influencer marketing. Is that correct, Steven?
110% correct. One thing that's going to be cool today is I'm going to wear my spectacles, and throughout the episode I'm going to record with my spectacles us doing the show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to see how that works out. So are these your Snapchat
That's right.
spectacles?
Sure are. Yeah.
Sweet.
Pretty excited about them. And it just gives a different perspective of recording. I think, there's a different filming style that you can do and accomplish with the glasses than you can with a regular camera. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
Very cool. All right. I'm very curious to see how that turns out. I've seen a little bit of that in terms of like people using them. So I'm curious to see how that's different from like all of the other real-time, I guess, like Google Glass and the other real-time glasses that exist out there. So I'm excited I'm hoping probably the next few years, I'm wondering if it's going to be like contact lenses that you can just put in a contact lens.
We're going that way, 100%.
I hope so. I've seen it in the movies, so I'm hoping that will be the case for real life as well.
We're on the brink of going towards the Matrix in general, which is scary.
So we're all going to be batteries for the machines?
I hope not. But, the way that technology and AI is going. That's
very true.
All right.
So in terms of influencer marketing, let's talk about that. So what kind of topics what specific topics did you want to cover today? I mean, I have some ideas on. I've done a lot of influencer marketing on my end as well, and I can talk a little bit about that.
And from when we spoke earlier, I think it's a different era of it. So I think they're similar and the same, but they're also different. What I'm focusing on is the social aspect of it, and influencer marketing, we'll say specifically on Instagram to focus it in, or maybe Instagram and Snapchat. But what you see is a trend in people that are really gaining momentum with brands. Like, it's actually becoming a viable business model to focus on influencer marketing. You have someone on Instagram, for example, that has 50,000 or 500,000 followers, and so when they have a really interactive community and there's someone that's well known, the ultimate example are someone like the Kardashians. Like, they get paid millions of dollars to be like, it's like, oh, Snapchat's paying me $10,000 to sponsor this podcast and have the spectacles be talked about in this. That's influencer marketing, even though they're not really, but hypothetical.
Sure. I mean, and influencer marketing really kind of is across the board. I actually was just listening to a podcast by Gary Vee. His Gary Vee, I think, audio experience is what it's called. And one of the things he was talking about, this was, I think, the recap of South by Southwest 2017. One of the things he was talking about is like he feels that, and I listen to Gary Vee all the time. I feel like he has a lot of good things to say.
Never heard of him.
So, I'm sure a lot of our audiences have heard of this guy, Gary Vaynerchuk. But anyway, he was talking a lot about influencer marketing, and he said that he feels like right now it's not being used to its fullest capacity, or even to like its minimalist capacity. He said there's so much opportunity with influencer marketing, and it really spans across it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be Snapchat, or it could be just an email list. Like in the space that I occupy, which is digital marketing, I follow a lot of different gurus like Jeff Walker or Frank Kern or whatnot, and so
email reference.
A lot of times. Well, you can promote your products through influencers in your industry. So let's say, for example, you have a course for Facebook marketing or like Facebook advertising. So you can find influencers in your industry who have email lists, who could email through their email list and say, hey, I have Gene Ginsberg's Facebook ads course and and promoting it through our email list. So it could be done through many different methods. Yeah, I mean, Snapchat and Instagram is just one method, but yeah, I mean, it could be done. For example, one of the clients that I work with is a skincare client, and they also do like medical skincare, not just like aesthetic skincare. So for things like acne or this thing called ichthyosis, which is a dry skin condition. So these products that you can use for this dry skin condition. And so we have communicated and talked to and have used a bunch of different influencer marketings who have a following in that specific space, like about skincare and dry skin and things like that, like on YouTube and on other social media channels. So it could kind of run the gamut in terms of what kind of sources you can use.
Yeah. Oh, there's endless opportunities with it. It's really exciting. I think it's interesting to try to find a way to incorporate it into a lifestyle. So
for sure.
That's what's been fascinating to see, this incredible growth on Instagram and Snapchat with influence marketing people really starting to take advantage, understand that, because again, it's just their lifestyle. So for example, there's someone that does really great cooking, and they're doing these daily Instagram stories or Snapchat stories showing how to make this dish, and it's some cute girl, and I mean, I'm just gonna call it how it is. Like, a fair amount of these people are, attractive people, and they're like doing their thing, and they make their stuff, and you see the products throughout it. But now it's like they're like, oh, I got this from Whole Foods, or
sure. So it's basically like the TV that you see and the Food Network, and now people are putting it on YouTube or on Instagram or on Snapchat. I mean, it's the same kind of concept. They're just we're using a different outlet, I guess, is the only really thing. I mean, it's the same concept, different outlet. It's just instead of being it on television, it's on YouTube. And I mean, in terms of a business and how I think this relates, of course, to entrepreneurs and our audiences, is that I think every single business should have some sort of influencer marketing. And of course, you don't need to go after the really big, the Kardashians. I don't think that you don't need to do that. But there's a million other influencers who might be on a smaller scale, but are still very influential in your specific vertical or in your specific industry, and who have an email list or have a following on Snapchat or have a following on Instagram
really
or Facebook.
What I wanted
and so
to bring home for the audience, which is okay, so you have obviously the Kardashians on one extreme, but then you have this whole other subset of influencers on another scene. And with Instagram's hashtagging search options, you can really niche and find people that don't have a big following, or that would just do it by direct messaging them. Say, hey, I really like your stuff. So I think that the audience should go out there and try to find someone on Instagram that's an influencer within their industry.
Totally agree.
And send them a message.
And Instagram. Yep, Instagram. I mean, again, all kinds of channels, but of course, Instagram is a big one right now.
It's growing so quick, Gene. It's crazy.
Yeah, find competitors in your space. A lot of times people think that competitors are the enemy. It's actually competitors a lot of times become your closest allies in business, because they probably have a very similar following to you in the sense of the types of the demographic that you're looking for, and a lot of times they actually become your closest ally.
100%, yeah.
So, very cool. Any other thoughts about influencer marketing?
No, I don't have any other thoughts other than it's something that I'm digging really deep into, and something I'm trying to do is put together and collaborate a team of almost a concept to help influencers that are at the very beginning of their career become, if they start off at this level, how do I get them to Kardashian status?
Wow. But I think let's just even start and I'll just really briefly before we close say, let's talk about some of the specifics on how to get this done. We've talked a lot about influencer marketing in the last 10 minutes, but then what does the person do if you have a small business? So my recommendation would be
second video, part 2.
Well, all right, let's talk about that in our next video. If you're a business owner, we'll talk about how to actually execute on that.
Everyone, take care. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for watching. We hope you'll continue to get involved and join us as we help you find success in your entrepreneurial journey. Please follow, like, and share with others who will find this beneficial. We'll see you on the next episode of Marketing Success in Under 10 Minutes with Stephen and Jean.